Hey, honestly, I didn't think I'd be making this video or be making any videos at all anymore, but here we are, I guess. I'm sure a lot of you are wondering where I've been for the past 5 months. Um, Long story short, a lot of things happened in my personal life, and today I guess we're going to be talking about it while I play Antarctica. So, let's go get ready. Honestly, I didn't think I would ever be making this video simply because I didn't think I'd ever come back to YouTube, but I've missed making videos. I've missed you guys, and I know it was only for a short time. I know it was only like for like I don't even know, a month, but yeah, yeah. Anyways, first things first, I'm here to say that again, I'm sorry for not posting or anything like that. I'm sorry I've ignored your comments. I'm sorry for the people who miss me. I'm sorry for the people I've unfriended on Roblox because I didn't want to face anything. I didn't want to face coming back to this. But it's time I do because I want to get back into this. I want to get back into YouTube and start making videos again, go live streaming and everything. It probably won't be as often just because I have a full-time job now. Um, that I really enjoy, but I do enjoy making YouTube videos more. Um, so this whole thing I'm talking about, why I've stopped making videos, why I stopped going live is because of something that happened from like April to May. Um, Sorry. I don't know how to talk about this without sounding like a complete jerk because I was the bad guy in this situation and I regret my actions wholeheartedly. But I don't think anyone in this situation was actually the good guy, like at all. Just because was, all of us did something wrong. I don't know if I, th- in my opinion, I think I was the worst one of them all, just because I think I knew what I was doing and I still decided to do it because I was immature, I was dumb, and I'm a complete jerk. So to start off, I had a friend and she had a boyfriend and we would all hang out together. She gave me his number because I was having problems with my car and he's a car guy. So she gave me his number. I called him and was like, "Hey, can you come take a look at my car?" He came over, looked at my car, all good, went back home. And for the first few weeks, no texting. I mean, if we were all hanging out together and he would just wander off, I'd text him like, "Hey, this is where we're at. Come meet us here." And he'd be like, "Okay." And then there was this one time we were all going to a coffee shop late at night, teenagers doing teenager things because we're bored or just want to have some fun. We were just texting in the car, being like, "Yeah, this is cool, yada yada, whatever," just for like 5 minutes, and gave a good impression, I think. A few days later, I was really bored one night, and everyone that I knew that had an iPhone, I would just send a game pigeon to them because I was bored. I was like, "Oh, this guy, he has an iPhone. I'm sure he'd be okay with playing a game pigeon with me." If you don't know what game pigeon is, it's just like a built-in app on your iPhone, and you can play little games through iMessage, just things like that. So I sent him one, and he was the first one to respond, like almost immediately. Not almost, he responded immediately, like within 5 minutes. I was like, okay, let's play some game pigeon. So that's what we were doing. And his girlfriend, my best friend, or was my best friend, she was like, "Are you texting him and playing games with him?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he was the first one to respond, so just playing games with him." And she's like, "Well, I've never seen him this happy. He's actually smiling, looking at his phone, stuff like that." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'll keep playing game pigeons with him since it's making him happy." And the reason why this is so important is because he wasn't really like the type to smile. Well, he would smile, but not like all the time. You know, he was very quiet. He kept to himself, all of that. So she was happy and she asked me to continue texting him because it made him happy to have a real friend. And I was like, okay, yeah, I can keep doing that because I see him as a friend too. He was a really good friend. And a few weeks passed by. We're texting a lot. He hold on, this music's way too loud. He loves texting me even while he's at work. And I didn't know, but she told me like, "Hey, he never texts me at work. Why does he text you?" Like whenever I text him, he just ignores me or something. I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm just sending him game pigeons. We're just talking about life and stuff. That's really it." She's like, "Okay, cool." And there's a few times where he would text me while he was hanging out with her and I was at home and I didn't know. I had her location, but I'm not going to check her location all the time, right? Like I don't know why I would constantly check her location in case she was like asking me to or if I had a bad feeling. But it was just like, oh my god, that is so loud. Jesus. Okay. There was a few times where I text him or he texted me just cuz we were bored. We were just sending game pigeons and everything. And she would text me saying, "Can you stop texting him? We're on a date right now." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I can stop doing that." And I would stop, but he would send a game pigeon back like once because I was the last one to message him when she texted me that, and he would respond and she would get mad saying, "Hey, I told you to stop texting him. Why do you keep texting him?" In response, I told her that I did stop texting him. You're probably watching him respond back to the last text message that I sent when you told me to stop texting him. She did not care for that. She's like, "Okay, I don't care. Just stop texting him." I'm like, "Okay, fine." There was a third time that she told me to stop texting him. And I told her, "Look, I have stopped texting him. If he's having a hard time staying away from his phone texting me, then it sounds like he's the issue, not me. Okay? You should be having this conversation with him." She calls me and starts screaming at me with my boyfriend in the room, by the way. And she's screaming like, "Dude, stop fucking texting my man. Like, what is wrong with you?" And yada yada. I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." My boyfriend at the time responded back too and basically told her that she's crazy and she needs to talk to him about it because I'm not the problem, he is. She did not like that. She basically said, "You're not part of this conversation. Shut up. You're ugly," whatever, stuff like that. Just like, okay, that's great. Insulting my boyfriend like that, whatever. And later on, we both apologized to each other and we're like, "Yeah, we were both in the wrong. I need to stop texting him. You need to figure your life out," stuff like that. And after that, we just keep texting each other while we're at work and stuff. And we're just like, we're getting closer. We're becoming best friends. I didn't think anything of it. I really thought that we were like really close friends and everything. Like, we are like, "Oh, yeah, we have fun hanging out together. I really enjoy talking to you and stuff." And he would text me about his relationship problems and talk to me being like, "Hey, this is what's happening. Like she's doing this and this and this." I'm like, it would be to the point where it was like emotionally abusive what she was doing to him, and I'm like, "Okay, I should probably talk to her about this because this is not okay." I won't go into detail what she's done because I don't think that's fair to her, especially if she does end up finding this video. in hindsight, I'm sorry if you do find this video, but I have to get this story out. Like, it needs to be talked about. Um, but I talked to her, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm going through some stuff," and then she starts complaining about him, saying how he never cries or never talks to her about anything, stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, but does he feel safe talking to you when you respond in anger whenever he tries to talk about his feelings? And it kind of just baffled her. And she's like, of course he feels safe. Like, I'm his girlfriend. I remember a few months back him telling me how much he trusted me more than his own girlfriend because of how she treated him. And I didn't think anything of it at that time. I was like, okay, that's weird, but okay. And I told her about it, and they had a whole fight about it, apparently. Um, I guess I should have listened to him. I mean, I kind of did, because she's had this problem before. Like, she, she's had this type of relationship before, but it was, and yes, she was the abuser every time, but she was more, physical in that last relationship, from what I remember. And that's kind of what had me stop talking to her for a little bit. And then I came back being like, hey, what's up? Hoping she had changed. And obviously she hasn't, because now I'm finding out about all this stuff. I'm like, oh, she hasn't changed. She just she has changed, just she moved from physical to emotional. And then I find out from her boyfriend, which they're not dating anymore, by the way, they're exes now. But he told me, like, yeah, she's hit me before. That really upset me. I'm like, dude, you're my friend. You're both my friends. But if you are being hit and she's doing all this stuff to you, you need to leave. I don't care if she gets mad at me for telling you to leave, but she needs to. You both need to leave each other, because this relationship is toxic for the both of you. Okay? And there was this one night where he did try to break up with her. And prior to this, he did try to break up with her multiple times, and she would just say, "No, you're just mad. Go to bed." And they'd stay together. The same thing basically happened this time. She told him, like, "No, you're just angry. Like, just sleep on it. We'll be fine the next day." She passed out in his bed, and he went to go get tacos, and they stayed together. Which, I mean, yeah. And I told him, like, you need to stand your ground. You need, like, if you really don't want to be with her, you need to leave. And he had given up at this point. He's just like, if she's not going to leave, then this is it. This is what I'm going to be living with for the rest of my life, which really made me sad. So I told her, I was like, hey, y'all need to break up, because you guys are both horrible for each other. And she's like, but this is the man I want to marry. I love him so much. I can't live without him. All that kind of stuff. And yeah, that's basically it with her. And I'm just like, dude, just break up with him. Y'all need to break up. She didn't listen, obviously. Then there was this day we all went for a photo shoot, just because we got new outfits. We wanted to look cute. He just came along for the ride, and she told him to dress nice, and he's like, okay, whatever, I'll dress nice. So he was in a suit. Me and her were in dresses. We took pictures in a flower field. It was awesome. He texts me, and he says that I looked beautiful. In that moment, I was, I don't want to say I was ecstatic. Truth be told, I was really happy, but I was also like, wait, I have a boyfriend. He has a girlfriend. Why is he saying this stuff? So I told him, like, you can't be saying this to someone who has a boyfriend, and you also can't be saying this when you have a girlfriend. And he's like, but I just meant it as a friend. Like, I wanted to compliment you as a friend because I think you deserve it. I'm just like, okay, that's great. You could have chosen a completely different word, but that's awesome. I kept thinking about it that whole day, and it was making me really nervous, butterflies in my stomach, and I realized, I'm like, oh God, I like this guy. I really do. And this feeling had been building up for months now. This was from like, I don't know, February to April, I think. And I was like, oh God, I have a crush on this guy. This is my best friend's boyfriend. I shouldn't be feeling this way. And I told him the truth that later that day. I told him like, hey, I think I might like you more as a friend, more than a friend, and I don't want to. And he's like, oh God, I think I've been feeling the same way this whole time and didn't realize it. And I'm like, yeah, I think so too. And I know y'all are probably thinking, oh, he knew what he was doing. Oh, he's definitely a bad guy, like all this stuff. And I'm like, no. This guy has been through so much. He genuinely, like, he emotionally, he's stunted. Like he doesn't know most of his emotions because he's been so depressed most of his life that that's all he feels. He's never really felt any other way. So this was a new feeling for him and he didn't even realize it. He's like, "Oh God, I didn't even know." Cuz apparently he's never actually liked his girlfriend. They got together on a very poor note. I won't talk about it since it's not my place to tell. But in this moment, we were both like, "Okay, from now on we're going to try to not like each other." Which obviously didn't work. Cuz we ended up uh yeah, let me talk about that in a minute after I just I'm getting ahead of myself, that's why. But the thing is, obviously it didn't work. Um the day after that happened, I broke up with my boyfriend. This was April 28th. I tried calling my best friend because it was like 2 in the morning. She wouldn't pick up. Uh while I was doing this, I was driving home from my ex-boyfriend's house and I had all my stuff packed from his house. I was moving out basically. And I tried calling her, she wouldn't pick up, so I called her boyfriend. He picked up immediately, like after the first ring, and he sounded really groggy. He's like, "Hello," you know. He's like, "What's up?" And I'm like, I was bawling on the phone. I was crying. I'm like, I just broke up with my boyfriend. I don't know what to do. And then his girlfriend woke up and she's like, "Is that Nessa? Let me see the phone." She starts talking to me and I'm like, "Dude, I can't do this. I tried calling you. You wouldn't pick up, so I thought your boyfriend was the next best thing because I know you guys sleep in the same bed." And she's like, "Okay, yeah, no, that's fine." And I didn't know this until later, but apparently, like, I asked them to come over because I'm like, "Oh God, I don't think I could be alone right now." After I said that, apparently he was like going 80 the whole way, like 80 miles per hour and faster, just because he was so worried. I didn't know that until later, but it was really nice. That day they both came to my house. I was just kind of like sitting on the bed. We were talking, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And she's like, it'll be okay. You know, everything's gonna be fine. And later that day, um, they suggested to me like, hey, why don't you sleep over at our house? I said, okay, we can do that. Yeah, that'd be great. I don't want to really sleep alone right now. Um, so I slept over at their house for a night, and then literally the next day, her she told me to put on some headphones and sit in the corner because they had to have a conversation. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And so that happened, and I noticed that she's crying, and they told me to come. They said I could come over, and she said we just broke up. I'm like, oh God, is it breakup season right now? Like I can't believe y'all just broke up. In my head, I was really happy for both of them because I'm just like this needed to happen. But obviously, she was very upset. I was talking to him on the phone later that day, being like, "Are y'all okay? Like, hello?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I don't know if she'll be, but I hope so." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, that makes sense." And she was texting him the whole time while we were eating out. She's like, "Can I please sleep over at your house tonight? I don't think I want to go home tonight." And he's like, "No, I don't want you to sleep at my house." And she's like, please begging him basically. And he was telling me all this. And obviously, she didn't know that I knew that he was getting these texts. And I said, hey, whatever y'all are texting each other about, you need to stop and just, it's done. Like, y'all are done. Okay? You can't keep doing this. And she's like, okay. She keeps texting him anyways. And we drive to his house because she needs to grab all her stuff from his house. And we were at this moment where she's basically begging him for a hug. And he just keeps saying, no, I don't want to. I'm very uncomfortable right now. And he's setting up his boundaries. I'm just like, okay, good for you. And he's saying, like, yeah, I'm uncomfortable, you know? And then she tries to get me involved. And I say, no, this is between you two. I've been involved enough. Now y'all have to figure it out yourselves because I don't want to be a part of this anymore. And her house had a curfew at 10:30 p.m. and it was already like 9:55. So we told her, like, hey, you need to get home before they lock you out. And her ex was like, I'll drive Nessa home. So that's what happened. He drove me home. That night, it was storming, it was raining outside. And I had a lot of stuff to bring inside because obviously I brought stuff over to his house so I could sleep there on the floor. And he's like, I'll help you bring in all this stuff since it's raining and everything. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. So he helps me. And we're in my room. I'm putting everything away. And we kind of had this moment where we were just talking and we looked at each other and we kissed. I felt really bad, but it also felt right when we did. In this moment, I wasn't even thinking about her. It just kind of happened. And we were kissing and everything. Next morning comes after work. She comes over to my house and she's like, why was he in your house? I'm like, what? She's like, why was he in your house last night? I'm like, and I tell her the truth. I didn't tell her about the kissing yet, but I told her the truth. She's like, okay, don't ever lie to me again, or you're gonna regret it. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Later that day, I tell her to go home, and I drove over to my ex-boyfriend's house, and I'm telling him everything. I'm like, I regret everything. I don't want to do this. I'm crying, bawling as I'm telling him this, and then after that conversation's over, he comforted me and was like, you gotta tell her. I'm like, okay. So on my way home, I called her. I told her everything. I told her that we kissed, everything, all that. She told me and him to go into an abandoned parking lot so we could talk about it. And I'm like, okay. I wasn't really thinking. I was just doing whatever she said because I was scared. And oh crap. And she basically I sat in the car for a good 30 minutes screaming and crying to my ex-boyfriend on the phone because I'm like, I can't go out there, like she's gonna hit me, she's gonna kill me. He's like, you just have to, like, if she hits you, I will beat her up. And I'm like, okay, okay. And so that happened. Not him beating her up, but I went out there. She starts saying stuff, and she's like, if I ever find out this happens again, I'm going for both of your families, and like basically threatening my family. And I was like, oh, no, you're not. And I threatened her back. I said, I don't care what you do to me, but if you come after my family, like, you're going to jail or you'll be dead. Okay. And I drove off, leaving them both behind. Apparently, she had asked for her ex's location for 2 months because she didn't trust him, and he obliged because he's like, he was scared too. He didn't want her to hurt my family or his family, so he's like, okay, yeah. The next day, I met up with him, or no, not that. She texted me saying that they were back together and that she's coming over to my house on Friday to get all her stuff. I had him blocked on iMessage because she told me to, and I'm like, okay. I still had his Discord. I texted him asking if it was true. And he gave me a whole synopsis of what happened after I'd left, and it was so vile and disgusting. I I was so upset with her. So upset. And so I met up with him and we hung out and kept hanging out, all that. The day that came when she had to grab her stuff, she always carries a knife on her, and I told her, like, you need to put your knife on the shoe cabinet right now. You need to take it out and put it there. And she's like, so he told you? And I'm like, yeah, he did tell me. I texted him. We texted each other. And she's like, you guys are still texting? What did I tell you? And I'm like, doesn't matter. You're not my friend anymore. We're not friends anymore. It doesn't matter anymore. Just leave. Grab your stuff and go. And she spent a whole hour talking about how I'm a vile, disgusting person and how she's going to do amazing, better than me, and she's going to turn into this great person while I'm still rotting in hell or whatever. I'm just like, okay, that's fine. You got all your stuff out. That's okay. I let her get it all out because I thought I deserved it. I thought that I was a vile and disgusting human being. I still kind of do because what I did was disgusting. I should have never done what I did. And after that, I didn't really um I stopped posting and everything. I kind of just was trying to focus on myself and yeah, that's why I stopped posting and going live because I got caught so much up in that and now I'm trying to be a better person and I'm medicated now and all that. And honestly, I did not think I would come back to making videos or anything. But I met this girl at work. She's new in my department, and she was telling me everything, what she's doing. She's in school for hair, cutting hair, dyeing hair, all that stuff. She actually did my hair a month ago, I think, for a Billie Eilish concert I'm going to soon, and I wanted to get it done early and just because I really like it. Um, anyways, but she does hair. She sings a lot too, and she just started streaming. And I was telling her, we were talking, and she was just like, yeah, I really enjoy doing all this stuff, and I don't care if I'm famous. If people find me, then they find me, but I just enjoy doing all of this right now, and I'm gonna keep enjoying it. And I'm like, that's a very good point. Like, why did I stop doing something I enjoyed a lot just because I went through something traumatic? And believe me, it's not traumatic because of what other people did, it's because of what I did. I was a bad person. Do not get that wrong. I was a bad person. Okay? No matter how I told the story, I was not a good person. I want you guys to understand that. I don't want you guys to think I'm trying to be a victim because I'm not. I understand what I did was wrong and that I shouldn't have done what I did. I should have set boundaries and I shouldn't have let it go this far. But those few months that we were all together, I was at my lowest. I was so depressed. And after all of that happened, I'm finally in a good place where I can say I'm truly happy. And I feel like I'm actually going places now because I've learned a lot about myself, about how to treat other people, everything. And this person that I'm talking about who makes videos and everything, I showed her artwork that I used to do because I'm like, yeah, I used to draw and everything, but I kind of stopped and I showed her everything and she's like, "Why did you stop? You were so good. You should continue again." I'm like, "You're right. I don't know why I stopped. I So today I just started drawing again because I'm like, dude, I don't know why I stopped. Like, she's right. Why am I? not doing the things that I really enjoy. Like, I should continue. I should continue. And this person, girl, I love you so much. Like, I know we had just met, and I know that, like, I know that we're just coworkers, and I want to be your friend. I want to be your friend, genuinely, because I think you're an amazing person. I don't know if you'll ever see this, but like, I genuinely think you're an amazing person, and I want you to continue what you're doing because you have such an amazing personality, and I know you're gonna go places. If you didn't already know who I'm talking about, probably don't, honestly. But her name, her YouTube, it's Naya K. Please, please, I beg of you guys, please watch her. She is so funny. She's amazing. I love her. She has such a good personality. She's awesome. Go watch her. Honestly. It's the same for Twitch. That's her same username for Twitch. Her music, this is her music, Janaya Del Rio. Okay. Her music is awesome. I love her music. Like, I genuinely, like, she genuinely has such good music. And yeah, I don't want to seem like I'm like having a parasocial relationship with her, but she genuinely has changed my viewpoint on so many things just cuz like she's out there achieving things. She's doing so much. Everything that she enjoys doing. And I'm just like, why am I not doing the things that I enjoy just because I'm working all the time? Just because I have a boyfriend right now that I want to give all my attention to and I go to the gym and everything. Why not add a few more things? I can be busy. Okay? Like I I don't know why I was in such a rut about all this stuff. Like I should do everything that I enjoy doing even if it's a bunch of stuff on like stacked on top of each other. But that's it. That's why I haven't posted in a few months, but I think I'm going to start posting again once a week. I know it's not a lot, but at least it's something. I will probably start I'm not going to do as many please donates, but every time we reach a new subscriber goal, I think I'll donate about 10,000, maybe 5,000, I don't know. So if we reach 200 subscribers, then I will do a please donate live stream and donate to a random player from my live stream. I don't know how much yet, but it will be over 1,000, I promise you. I'm gonna expand from Please Donate. I'll be playing different games, probably mostly horror games on Roblox, and then there's also this upcoming game called Monsterverse coming out. I'll probably lean more towards that. Um, Thank you guys for watching this. If you've watched it all the way through, I really appreciate you. Thank you. Bye.